Hey guys, and welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we are going to be jumping in to some more modded and creating ourselves a quarry. So, I hope you guys are ready. So today we have quite a lot to do. I went ahead and created an area over here so that way we can get into some more mods. And when I say more mods, I mean actually additions, because we're going to need to dive into actually additions just a little bit. So why do we need to get into actually additions? Well, I mentioned last episode that we were going to be working towards getting a quarry. And one of the best quarries in here is from RF Tools, or the ability, it has many uses, not just a quarry, but if we look at the RF Tools builder, or just search builder, the recipe has been changed, tweaked just a little bit from what its default recipe is. And the default recipe requires a virtual digger, which this is also another quarry. I do find that the virtual digger, when it's compared to this, is totally just blown away. The RF Tools builder can do way more stuff than this can. This basically just digs a hole straight down, and then the more boosts you put on top of it, the bigger the hole gets. Whereas this, you can fully control the exact size of anything that you want to build. So it's well worth it. Also, you can use this to farm fluid. You can use it to actually build things as well. So it's a very useful thing. You can even create custom 3D models within Minecraft itself using RF Tools, and then have the builder actually build those custom 3D models you made. And it can also be used as a copy and paste tool. So it is very powerful, which is understandable why the recipe was changed just a little bit. It's going to require the structure builder from Cyclic. The structure builder is actually a pretty decent thing as well. It allows you to pretty much build structures that you define within the builder itself. Then we have a pump, which we're already using, and then we have the vertical digger. I don't know why I said vertical digger. This is going to require a drill. I actually want a drill, so we're going to end up making 2 drills. That's what I'm going to use basically to upgrade my tools with. And then you just have your regular recipe, but we're going to need empowered void crystal block. Now, I don't know if we can buy this from a villager. You might be able to, but we are going to have to start working towards getting ourselves the empower set up from actually additions. This is actually a pretty simple and straightforward process. We're going to need a bit of redstone. We're also going to need a bit of quartz. So we're going to need 30 quartz to be exact. So 30 quartz blocks. Now, I don't know if I exactly have that much, so we might have to take a trip. Oh yeah, we totally have 30 quartz blocks. Okay, so since we have 30 quartz blocks, we should be pretty much ready to go then with going ahead and getting all of that started. Now, 15 of these are going to need to be the chiseled quartz blocks, and the other ones just need to be your regular block. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that on there. That's going to give us, right here, the aesthetic quartz, and then this will be the chiseled aesthetic quartz, I do believe, which is green, the aesthetic green block. All right, so now that we have that done, that's going to allow us to start working on some other things. We are going to need a bit of redstone, and this redstone is going to need to be converted. I might as well convert some iron and stuff as well, since we're diving into actually additions. We'll go ahead and get some coal, because that's going to need to be changed. So we'll take coal and iron. Perfect. And we'll just throw this on here. These will all get converted into their actually additions counterpart. And there we go. So I think they converted everything. Awesome. So now all we need to do is work with a little bit of gold, in which I think we might have enough. A lot of this is just using gold nuggets. So we're going to find that out as we go. So let's dive into actually additions. Let's start working on this empower and getting the things that we're going to need. So iron casings for sure. We're going to need a few of those. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some of those. We're going to need our display stands. So for the display stands, we're going to need the advanced coils, and this are just regular coils. Now we should have black quartz. We should have plenty of them. We're going to need 5 of these for right now. So I'm just going to craft only 5. So there we go. We need 4 base display stands, and then we're going to need 1 for the empower itself. All of these are going to use this stuff. So there's our 5 display stands. Very simple to get that set up. Perfect. All right, so the empower itself, though, this is going to require a double battery, which is going to require one of these in its own right. I'm going to go ahead and craft 4 of those for right now. because I do know we have to use a few of them. So we ran out of stuff there. All right, so you see we have a single battery here. Let's go ahead and make our single battery. And then we'll go ahead and make our double battery. Now we might end up with this situation where it's not recognizing that this battery is here. I'll try and do it. Yeah, it's going to have an issue. So let's go ahead and get our single battery. If I can type today. Anori crystals, and then our advanced thing here. All right, perfect. So we should be able to craft it here, though. A double battery. Still saying we can't, but that's okay. It's because it's right here. Oh wait, we already have a double battery. What am I doing? Am I doing this all wrong again? Am I derping? Is Chosen derping? I think I am. We already have a double battery. What am I doing? What am I doing? Chosen, you don't know what you're doing. All right, anyways. Since we have that, let's hope that this works. It does. Okay, there we go. So here's our display stands. Here's our empower. Everything should be ready to go. We're going to line this up. You're going to place the empower in the center of the room. 2 blocks over, we're going to place our display stands on all of the cardinal directions. Perfect. We're all set up, right? We're all ready to go. The only thing we need to do now is give power to all of these display stands. And we could do some wireless power tapping. I think that might be a good option. So to make the wireless power that is from this mod, we could go ahead and add this on. I do want to see, though, if I can use my wireless power setup over here that is downstairs. I want to see if I can actually use GPS nodes to power those up. If not, I think there's another way that I can get around doing that. So let's go ahead and try that. Let's make some GPSs. Right? We already have 3. We need to make a couple more. Paper. There we go. And 4. So that's exactly what I need, is 4 of them. So we'll set this one here. Here. We're just locking the coordinates onto them. And then we're going to hook up our wireless power to these guys. And to me, it looks like that's working. So that is working. So these guys should technically have some power. There we go. And it should be set up wirelessly. That is awesome. So that means we don't have to do anything with wiring down below and worrying about different power connections and things like that. We can do that later when we set up potential automation for all that stuff. So cool. Really, really cool. So with all that said and done, we are working towards the quarry, right? We are going to need to empower some blocks. We're also going to need some diamond. And we're actually going to need a few diamond. I believe since I do want to make 2 drills, we are going to have to use another drill for another thing. We're going to have to empower some diamonds. Just like this. Look at that. So now we have 6 diamantine crystals. Now we don't have to empower these. We just had to convert them with the atomic reconstructor. So let's take a look over here at our drills. The drills should be pretty simple to make. We are going to need some basic coils. And looks like more redstone. We've already ran out of our redstone. So you use a lot of redstone in this mod. But that is totally worth it for me because not many mods utilize tons of redstone. Even vanilla doesn't utilize tons and tons of redstone. Alright, so here we go. This is Anori crystal blocks. I think we should be able to make those as well. I think we have enough. Let's get some more iron, because like I said, I'm making 2 drills. I want one for myself and one for our digger that we're going to be making. Perfect. Alright, so all of that is set up. We are going to need some advanced coils. Which means we're going to need more gold. That's one thing that we have been lacking on this whole time is gold. I could make like a farm that would work, but I feel like I really want to go modded route. And I don't want to have to worry about that too much. Making like vanilla farms. I want to find modded ways of doing it. Okay, so we are going to need more Anori crystal blocks. Man, oh man, this takes a lot of iron. I didn't think it took as much iron as it is actually taking, but oh my gosh. To craft 2 drills, I mean, it does seem like it's a lot. But anyways, so here's our drill. We need our drill core. 2 of those. Sometimes you can find those drill cores, by the way, in chests, which are a pretty good find. And we're going to go ahead and make ourselves 2 drills. One of these drills is going to be used for crafting, and one of them is going to be my personal one. It's going to replace my my hammer for right now. Of course, we might still keep the hammer. It does have some fortune and stuff on it, which is really nice. It has fortune 3 and looting 3 on it. So, I mean, it is still a pretty good tool. All right, so now that we're done with that, we can actually start working on the quarry. So, we're going to need a builder. The builder right here is going to require this vertical digger, which is going to require this empowered void crystal. So, to empower this, we need stone, flint, charcoal, and black dye. So, stone, first of all, should be pretty easy to get. Flint, also pretty easy. By the way, if you shift and click, it'll actually give you the item. We need black dye. There we go. And what was the last thing we needed? Charcoal. So these are all the items we need. Now, if you really want to automate these, you can slap a hopper on the top of them. Right now, I'm not going to need that because we'll worry about automating this later on. But all we need to do now is grab our void crystal that we ended up making. Remember, we made this stuff right here. Let's go ahead and just make a block of it. We'll smack that block right here, and that is going to start our empowering process. And yeah, it actually doesn't take too long to get this thing set up. So we're going to go ahead and let this do its thing. Takes a couple minutes, depending on the power usage. I don't know if it's been changed or not. It should be default. We should have our power staying consistent. And there we go. And so we have our void crystal block. Perfect. And that's what we needed for our digger here. Now, we also needed blocks of redstone and everything else, but for the most part, the hard part is done. All right, so it says it needs a full powered drill. I don't know if that's necessary. No. Okay, so it doesn't have to be full of power. But speaking of power, I'm going to go ahead and get this guy powered up. It does hold a lot of power, and this is a pretty cool tool because it can mine stone. It can also mine dirt and gravel, and it mines it pretty fast. So we can show off for an example. This is just it by default without any upgrades. You know, it's about the equivalent of a diamond tool. And just to show you, it works really well on dirt. So really nice tool overall, and its upgrades make it very, very, very worth it. So throughout this series, I do try to show you guys several interesting ways of doing things, and I don't always strive to go the easiest route. And that's what I kind of want to show here. Let's go ahead and grab a bucket. And I'm going to grab myself a couple buckets of lava. So this isn't the easiest way to do things, but you can also see that in the builder, we're going to need to make a structure builder. And I've not mined any magma blocks, right? So an interesting way of doing this is to actually make a drying basin. So we have our drying basin here. Let's go ahead and make that. Now, I don't believe that a regular drying basin lets you do it. It actually might. It might just let you. So if we place this in here, I don't remember if this in particular, no, it will burn up. So what we need to do is actually make a mechanical version. So if you take a look here, it says a mechanical right here will take lava and turn it into magma blocks. Now, to do this, we're going to need to use some of the mineral that we collected a little while back. And this is why I said this stuff is super important, because there are some very useful things you can do with integrated dynamics, and this is getting started with one of them. We're going to make a couple of these batteries, and then we're going to use that to make ourselves the mechanical drying basin. So the mechanical drying basin is going to require a bit of power. I'm actually just going to throw it right here for right now. It's going to generate a little bit of power, and what we can do is we can slap a bucket of lava in there, and it's going to start converting that into a magma block. So there we go. We just found out a way that you can make a magma block. And to be honest, a magma block can be converted into magma cream and things like that later on down the road if you were needing magma cream. So you could use this in some kind of automation, maybe? I don't know. That's just a thing that you might be able to do. So there we go with that. Another thing is this pump. There's several different pumps that are showing up here, right? And I think the immersive engineering pump is going to be one of the easier ones to make because it is just like iron that is crushed down. So if we make this pump, it doesn't require steel or anything, but it does require some iron plates. And we can use those with a forge hammer. The forge hammer is probably going to be the best option. There are other methods that we can do. We can use Tinker's Construct to make them. If you were going the route of immersive engineering, you do it, or embers. But for right now, I'm just going to use the forge hammer. It's going to require a bit of iron, and I'm going to need my iron, right? All of this is to make iron, to take iron, right? And we're going to be utilizing it a lot more. So there we go. There's a whole stack of iron that has now been transferred into plates, and that's going to make it a little bit easier for us. And also, if you hold shift, by the way, and you use your scroll wheel, you can fast forward the transition that has taken place, and then while you hold shift, the items will actually stay in place and will not change. So if you see something you like this, you just hold shift, and then this will actually stay in place. This is a little thing that not many people know about. So let's go ahead and go back. This will be just used for a pump. So let's go ahead and make the main piece right here, which is the mechanical components. I'm not going to click that because the mechanical component is used for a lot of different things. But here we go. There we go. Simple fluid pump. I think this is one of the easier ones to make. We don't have to have lava or water or anything like that to make it. Very simple. So observers, those are pretty straightforward, pretty standard. Everything else should be pretty standard for this machine. Redstone dispenser should be pretty straightforward as well. There's these lovely, what are they called? Handy crafting recipes. I don't exactly know. Shortcut recipes. I think that's what they're called. I do like things like this that add these shortcut recipes. Looks like we're out of a little bit of wood. That's okay. There we go. Oh, wait. We even have this as a shortcut recipe. I don't even know why I didn't use this one. Look at this crazy thing. It's so simple to make a dispenser. And then hope that we have enough obsidian for everything. And we do. That leads us to making a builder. And all we need now is our bricks that I remember making a few episodes ago. Now, we made the builder, but, right? But, that's the question. What's it going to take to make the card that allows us to quarry with it? That is another story. So, hopefully it was just this, but I guarantee that quarry card, so you have right here our shaped quarry cards. These might actually have a recipe change. I haven't actually looked at them. Okay, so they seem pretty standard. Okay, so our regular quarry card is actually your pretty standard recipe. We're going to need a shovel and a tool. So let's go ahead and make our shape card. It's going to, of course, require some paper. And then we do have some rice. It's like rice is so much better to make paper with because it's a 3 crafting recipe. We're going to need a diamond pickaxe and a diamond shovel. Pretty straightforward. And that shape card. And then let's go ahead and make our quarry card. Right here's the quarry. And then that's pretty much all we need, right? So we have our builder. This is going to allow us to make a quarry. Then we have our shape card. This is going to allow us to set the dimensions for which we are going to quarry. And it also is saying, all right, I'm going to replace all the stone with dirt automatically. You don't have to provide the dirt. It just places dirt. You can, though, have it clear out an area and just leave it hollow. So we do have a clearing quarry card, which you can take your dirt one, surround it by glass, and this just leaves a giant hole. I think this one's really good for demonstrating how big an area is, and that how big an area is that you're actually quarrying. And can also show some interesting things on the sidewalls. So I'm going to go with the plain Jane clearing quarry that is surrounded by glass that just leaves a giant hole. Because we're actually going to be mining in a different dimension. So let's take a look at the mining dimension. So this is part of Aroma right here. So we have Aroma's 1997's Dimensions world. And this is going to require a little bit of crafting as well, just to get this up and running. We need to make this multi-tool right here, or the mining tool. Mining multi-tool. Looks like some regular brick, and there we go. This is going to be used to make some portal frames. And if you know, normal portals are, a certain size, right? So let's go ahead and grab, I think this is brick that it's needing to make this. Yeah, it's just or stone. Let's grab some stone. We can craft this in our inventory. I think it's stone brick, actually. So we'll take some stone brick, and there we go. So I'm going to make 16 of these, because your normal portal is 16, I believe. I don't know if, actually this might work in a 3x3. We might be able to make this a little bit bigger. I am going to need to make another one, because if you do use it all, you can't light your portal. So keep that in mind. Don't do what I just did and derp like that. I just used up all of it. It's okay. They're super cheap to make. So we have 25 in size. I'm going to go ahead and try to place it in the wall over here. This might be a pretty decent place to put it. We'll see. So here's the portal. Moment of truth. Will it light? It does. Perfect. So when we go into this dimension, all you got to do is walk in it and hold down shift, and it will teleport you into that dimension. So I'm going to cut here because, yeah, dimension traveling and recording is not the best thing to do, especially in modded. And I'll be back. So we just made it in, and first things first, let's light this area up. This is not a great place to spawn in, right? Because, yeah, we don't want to be here per se, but man, look at this. This whole area is all, it's quite large, actually. We spawned in a pretty large cave. I don't know how far underground we are. 77, so maybe this whole biome goes all the way up to sky level? I don't know. Sometimes the dimensions can be, a little bit different. Sometimes, like, this dimension will always be eternal day and will be a certain, height. It just seems like this one might be just a giant cave system. I don't know. Now, the only thing we can do is just start to mine up, I guess. That's all I can think to do. And we might hit some, like, we might be in a, I don't know. Sometimes these, like I say, they're giant flat areas, but it doesn't seem like this is quite the case on this one, which would be fine. Okay, so yeah, it does seem like it is. It is a, it is one of those biomes that is flat, it does seem. Now, I don't know if it's eternally day here, but you can see already that it is a pretty flat area. Pretty nice. So I think I might be able to fix this portal, right? Let me go ahead and break this portal. And we might be able to relink it. But we need to do it above. Actually, I'm afraid that if I do that, it will actually break this portal entirely. Because I don't know exactly how these portals function all in all. But up here we do have, at least we can see the sky. So what we need to do is go back. Now that we've generated this world, we kind of know what we're in for. We can go ahead and head back. I think I might make myself some teleporters, some ender teleporters or whatever, to place like right here, just so I can immediately teleport right to the surface. I think that's going to be the best solution in our case. And I'm going to start this water from flowing. And we got to get some power set up. So I'll be back. So for a minute, let's talk a little bit about advanced power transportation and how we're going to manage to get power from one dimension to another and still utilize our current power source. That can be a bit challenging, and some people may not understand how that works, but we do have some power cells that we can get into and start figuring out how we're going to do that. And I think these base power cells have the ability to do that. If not, it's the advanced ones, which getting into the advanced seems like it's a lot. Dimensional shards can be found usually in other dimensions, but they can also be found in the nether normally. We haven't actually found any yet, but we're going to see if the power cell actually works. If not, we may just go about just setting up another lava generation station in that dimension, just so we can get a slow moving quarry going and start mining at a level where we know we want to start mining at. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. We're gonna need some prismarine shards, and I think I remember telling you guys it's not too hard. We take nether quartz. I think I have some prismarine, maybe not. So let's go ahead and take some of the quartz out, and we'll start throwing a few over here. There we go. There's 4 right there. And we're going to work on our power cell. And this is from RF Tools. So, I think we have enough. We should. There's 2 of those, 2 machine frames. I'm going to go ahead and make 2 of them. There we go. And then we also need to make this card. So, this is a power cell linking card. This should allow us to link power cells to one another. And over distances, I think it works cross-dimensionally. I don't remember. I think it comes with an extra charge if it is cross-dimensional, if I remember correctly. So we need to specify this to a specific location, and we need to tell it what direction we're facing. So that's north. So we can go ahead and check the north side. And then on these, we need to set this to set all sides to accept energy. And so these are going to start accepting energy from here. So yes, you do see we have a link. So I'm going to place this in here. Actually, we need to place it in here. That is going to link. It should link anyways. Link in the power cell. Maybe I have to shift right click on it. There we go. Installed module. Now it's linked. Okay. So if we place it in here, it's going to be unlinked. We have to right click it in. There we go. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Let's link it. It says unlinked. When we pull it out, it still says unlinked. We place it in. Now it says linked ID 4, and we're good. We know it's linked. So ID 4. We might actually have to make another link card. And that's the one where we put inside the link slot. And that copies that link ID 4. That's how we do it. It's been a while, guys. It's been a while. So, now that we know that's there, what we need to do is we need to go back and... Actually, we need to make a couple of... Let's see. Elevators, like I said, we needed to do. I need to make a couple of these. That way we can just go ahead and get a nice area to teleport to. Alright, so we have just about everything. I think the only other thing is a lever. So lever it is. Let's go ahead and make that. And that should be just about all we need to end up powering our builder. So, meet you back there. So now that I'm back, I did realize that the elevators are not going to work. It's actually too high up to be able to use the elevators. But we can go ahead and actually get our quarry started. So let's go ahead and try and do this. I really hope that this actually transfers some power. That's what I'm hoping. Now, I probably need to actually chunk load my base, which I don't remember if I did or not. We should place this in here, and you see we have power now. My base is not chunk loaded, so we are not going to see the power increasing, even though we should. But I will go back and I will chunk load my base. That's the only thing that is preventing that. So, now we have wireless power that is being sent through RF Tools. And then I want to transfer the energy out, so that way when we put it into the builder here, the power will be transferred outward. Perfect. So this should start pulling in the power from here. Like I said, I do need my base to be loaded. But what we can do is we can go ahead and shift right click on here. That'll select the first corner, or we need to select our first corner. I'm going to go ahead and just do a small area over here just to temporarily show you guys how the loading part works. So we have a block right here. I'm going to select this block, and then I'm going to go over, what is this, 3? We're on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have to manually place a block. 5 here. This will set the shape to the card. Now we can open this up and we see that we have a dimension set and then we have an offset here. And you can see right here that this is actually not very tall. So if I go something like 60, you can see now this is actually pretty tall. And we can kind of rotate this and see the blocks here. But we probably want to take this offset and kind of drop it down a bit because it is still pretty high. And we can demonstrate this by saying this is going to be a height of 10. And then we'll drop this down 10 from where it's currently located. And you'll be able to see this represented on here. We can actually show this. So show a support view. And you can see that down here we have a support view and it actually dropped it down quite a bit from where its original stance was. We can actually do this again. Let's go ahead and unclick this, and then I'm going to click this to show that same menu, and then we're going to drop this down 20. And I think if I drop it down 20, you guys probably won't be able to see the support here, but you can see it went down even further. So what I kind of like to do is I like to drop basically the negative number here is going to be at the center point of this structure, right? From the center point. So if we make a structure that is 50 tall, and we know that it's at the center, we should be able to drop this down by 25. And it should put the top at basically the level here. So you should see, yeah, the top of that will be at this level. So I hope that helps you guys understand how the shape function works and how you can actually customize the shapes to fit your needs. But the only thing we have left to do is I'm going to unhide that. And the only thing we have left to do is to have an inventory above it, so that way all these items can go in. I don't have an inventory yet, so I'm going to go get one. Be right back. So now that we know everything about how the builder works, we should be able to utilize it. So if you place an inventory on the top of this, it'll actually recognize that there's an inventory there. You can also put fluid tanks, you can put chests, and basically it will put items in or take items out. That's how it functions. That's how the builders always worked. There's only one thing left to do, and that is to turn this bad boy on. Now, you are going to see some power gain here, and you should start seeing power gain here. I did go ahead and chunk load my base, so you are seeing now that this does work cross-dimensionally, but you can see there is a cost involved. It's a cost of 6.2%. Unfortunately, we are losing power by doing this. We're losing a percentage of our power every tick by doing this, and it's at a rate of 6.2%. Not the best in the world, but you know, we'll probably overcome that later on. We only need this to run for a short period of time. I just want to use it as a demonstration. Right now we don't have the best power to be able to get this going, but it is going to work a little bit while it's here. So I am going to go ahead and configure this one last time. Since we know that we are currently at Y level 77, I do know that 77 or 70, I could probably do 80. We can split this and do 40. And then that way I know that it is going to be covering a pretty large area, or it's going to be covering all the way down and up. And we should hit bedrock. That's the goal. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. And you're going to see, because it had all that power stored up, it's going to start mining really fast. But as soon as that power runs out, it will no longer be going that fast. But look, you can see it down there, how fast it's clearing. And now that we have our power down to a normal basis, you can see it's going, you know, pretty much like a tick, break, 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 break. You know, it's going at a pretty decent pace. And yeah, I mean, this is a quarry. This is working. All of those items are going in here, including the cobblestone. Now, if I stop this, and you see it says not enough power, that's okay. We can actually go in here and we can void off certain things. So we can void off stone, dirt, gravel, sand, all of this, and we set it to OR dictionary so that way it knows what is what. And when we turn this back on, we should stop seeing things like cobblestone and stuff show up inside here. Or at least that's the goal, right? That's the initial goal. And we're going to see it build up right now. But eventually, I think it's because it's going through its first stage where we had mentioned that this is where it's supposed to be at. But that quarry card should void those off, I do believe. Take a look here. That should be ore dictionarying these guys out. At least it's supposed to. Anyways, that's a quarry, guys. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It does take a little bit of time to get to it. Also, lava and stuff really isn't going to get in the way of it. Water doesn't bother it either. But later on, you can actually go down and you can pump that lava out if you want. So if you want to remove any lava that, let's say there's tons of lava down here and you want to remove it, you can just set an area and it will check those blocks in that area. And if there's lava source blocks, it will put it into a tank that is above. So this is a pretty good way of overworld farming lava instead of going to the nether, because there is tons of lava actually in the overworld. It's just a lot. It's just underneath Y level 12 for the most part. But anyways, guys, I really hope you enjoyed and learned something in today's episode. If you did, go ahead and click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also ring the notification bell so you guys will stay notified when I post new videos just like this. And guys, also give this video a thumbs up. You guys have been doing an absolutely amazing job at that, and that's been keeping these videos nice and relevant. So guys, I really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one, and as always, thanks for watching.